Alright, we got Pre Scout video here for Dayton. This is a team who is doing well in their conference. They're currently leading the A10 conference. They're a very physical team that runs a pretty quick offense, both in the front row and the back row. Getting into this team, the first person we're going to go over is number 4, Jessica Sloan. She's a 6'1" junior outside hitter. So we got a couple clips of her here. You can see her right here. She'll hit both line and cross. A lot of times she's facing into 6 or cross. She'll try to cut that line shot just with her arm rather than turning her whole body. And then the back row option. She's also a first tempo back row option. Someone that we're going to need to make sure to respect out of the back row. You'll see a couple more. And here she is on the far side hitting out of the back row. She'll hit both into the 1-6 and the 5-6 seam from that back row. And this is in serve receive mostly. Alright, next person we got here is their middle, number 2, Amber Araharn. She's a 6' junior. So we got a couple clips of her here. She's a middle who stays mostly in front. You can see her right here in transition. She'll run mostly 1s and 31s. She'll swing both into zone 5 and back into zone 1 as well. The other thing to note about her is as she runs 1s or 31s, she gets pushed along the net if we can get this team out of system. And so they'll get really tight and rely on their speed of their offense to overload blockers. Also, with this team, their setter is not an attacking threat. And so in their 2-hitter situations, when she's front row and we don't have much of a back row, we don't have as much of a back row option over here, we do want our left side hitter coming over to block and helping out in that middle as far as that goes. And that's just in 2-hitter options. This is a team that's going to be really important for us to recognize the differences in this team's offense with 1-hitters or 2-hitters. And the last person we're going to go over is number 10. She is their opposite hitter. She's a little bit different than opposites we faced this year. She's a 6'4" freshman. So we'll see some clips of her here. She's a very big, physical right side with a pretty heavy arm. In a lot of their closer matches, she'll get more attempts. In some of the matches, they have blown a couple teams out. She won't get as many attempts. So you can see her here on the right side. She'll move the ball around, hit line, seam, and angle. So we're really going to need to find the ball, push over, and force her to do something different with what she wants to do. Alright, and then we'll go into, here's their defense against an outside. One of the things to note about this is they do have a different defense if their setter is front row or back row. Their setter is number 12 here. You'll see her right there. So try to pause that again. When their setter is front row, they have a perimeter defense. You can see here, like a lot of defense we face. If she is back row, and let me find an example for you here. Here's an example where she's back row. They do a rotation defense where their middle blocker comes over the line and their setter comes under. And so that's just as important for our hitters to recognize when their setter is front row or back row, because their defense changes around it. When she is front row, we have that tip over the block, we have that line shot. When she's back row, our shot is into 6 if we can go around her over the block. So we'll see a few more of these cases here. Here's a setter front row. That tip is kind of available. Setter front row again. Line shot available. Setter back row here. That tip was not as available, and that shot into 6 would be. All right, we got their defense against the middle here. They did not do a very good job in this game of stopping the middle when the middles went into gaps. And so if our middles can do that and find gaps, especially in transition, they have a hard time picking that up. And then their defense against the right side. This is a team that is really reliant on their offense producing, and so slowing that down and having a good offensive day is going to be one of the big keys to this game. If you guys want to watch any more video, there's this whole match they have against Kent State, as well as their whole match against Loyola Marymount, which would be a good one to watch up on Crossover. So we're doing a scouting report tomorrow around practice, so be ready for that. See you guys.